Is it time for the Bills to hit the panic button?
Hit
Coach
the panic button.
is here.
Hi, Coach. Good to see you. You look great as always. Wildes, what do you say in your daily pithy podcast read? What do people need to do to that subscribe button?
Oh, mash it.
Yeah, they need to mash the panic button. Smash the panic button. Hit it with a hammer. All right, listen. What's the trajectory been like? I've only been telling you guys this for a couple years, but quick recap. And what has it been, Wildes?
A roller coaster?
No, that's Josh Allen. The trajectory has not been a roller coaster. It has been straight down. In 2000,
Get close to the Patriots and then, the Chiefs.
In 2000, they made a conference championship game. That was fun. In 2021, they played an epic all-time divisional round game. That was kind of fun, but a little bittersweet. 2022, they played a far less epic, somewhat embarrassing divisional round game. And in 2023, if the expanded playoffs started today, they would not make it. Now, the NFL has a fun history of changing the rules to make Bills fans feel better, so maybe they would expand the playoffs from 7 to 8 mid-season, but unfortunately, even if they did that, they still would not make it. And I don't think they're going to go to 9, so they could be in trouble. So why are they in this spot, Coach? Well, people will be like the defensive injuries. Defensive injuries are devastating. The defensive injuries are not why the offense takes 55 minutes to get going every single week. And we can show it to you, Coach. Coach, through against the Jags, Brew called that the jet lag game, and the Chiefs played on the exact same sleep schedule and had 21 points at halftime. Giants, they scored 7, were lucky to win. Patriots, they had 10 and they lost. The Bucks, they scored the one game they played well, they still found a way to almost lose.
I mean, it was the Buccaneers.
Right, but then they still found a way to almost lose, and then they lose to the Bengals. So, Coach, why is it? It's because they've been pretending they have Brett Favre, as Brew likes to say, but they actually have Dante Culpepper. They've been pretending they have an awesome roster when they have one great receiver. They don't run the ball. They lost their coordinators. Their quarterback doesn't. You don't know if he's going to make your team or the opposing team say, wow. So that's who they are, Coach. Of course it's time to panic.
The bias here is pretty incredible.
Coach, stay on the Bills. We'll talk Chiefs later. Stay on the Bills.
Saying, Kansas City lost their coordinator. Kansas City hasn't been able to score in the second half. Kansas City's had major offensive problems.
Kansas City has
when it comes to the Bills,
opposite of the Bills. Kansas City's worst year the last 5 years would be the Bills' best year in 30 years.
We've got you doing trajectory and geometry, and we've got Josh doing math on the podium. Like, let's forget all about that. Let's just worry about the next game and what's in front of us. And when you look at the Bills, they're still 5th in scoring offensively. They're 5th in scoring defensively. They have been up and down. I'd say to me the biggest problem is the inconsistency that they've had offensively, where you were encouraged with the first drive of the game, where they actually came out and scored. And I think some of this could be a problem of the head coach calling the defense. And what I mean by that is when you're so involved in one side of the ball, you can lose track of what's happening during the week on the other side of the ball. And then during the course of the game, it's the same thing, because there's a lot of times where he's asked after the game about the game, and he's got to really search for the answers because
he didn't really know it.
Yeah, he's working. He's working on the other side, and it's a great thing to be able to use your skill set to coach one side of the ball. But you have to be the head coach of the whole team, and that's hard to do when you're the defensive coordinator. But all that being said, if they will just focus on what's in front and stop with the banner, stop with the math of the playoffs, forget about that. Just focus on what's ahead.
Well, and that's a big problem for them is every game, it seems like it's a referendum on the season for them.
Yes.
Like the emotions, Josh Allen, every post game, he's talking about the team and the locker room and everything. Like if they lose a couple more games, they might fall apart, and that's the thing. So I do think it's time to hit the panic button. I still think they'll make the playoffs, but when you look at the schedule, it is tough.
Show it.
You see, you got Philadelphia and Kansas City,
the tough
Dallas.
Part of their schedule just
the
started.
Chargers will be playing for something most likely. Then they got Miami at the end of the year in New England. The Jets even. There's probably 3 more losses on there, right?
At least.
Yeah.
Okay, then that makes, if they lose 3 more games, they're 10-7.
Yeah.
Somebody is probably going to get in with a 10-7 record, but it might just be one team. So, I will say this. Last year, they looked good during the regular season. They won their last 7 games. They started 6-1, beat the Chiefs, and then fell apart in the postseason. So, with Josh Allen being unpredictable, maybe if you just get in, you got a puncher's chance. But they do not look good at all. No, that's the only thing you can believe in because they got some talent and Josh is dynamic. But the way they're playing, no, they don't look like they're not a contender.
Buffalo rushing. Josh Allen had 8 carries for 44 yards. James Cook, 6 carries for 20 yards. Latavius Murray, 2 carries for 4 yards.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Like that.
But
Well,
some of that,
But there's
is-
a lot of teams that suffer from
yes,
that
but
problem.
also some of that, and they talked about on the broadcast, that the Bills players don't call them RPOs, they call them PROs, because on those run-pass options, it's Josh's option, and he makes it a pass-run option. So some of that is that he is choosing to throw, you know what I mean, throw the ball.
But as a head coach, you can eliminate the RPO part of it and just call run it runs. You know, it's right or left, run and runs.
Luckily, those September championship flags wave.
All right, let's talk about Cincinnati.
We did, yeah.
Remember when we were worried about Joe Burrow? He's back in a major way. 348, 2 touchdowns, 1 great outfit.
Coach?
Perfect. Perfect. That's it. We're 1-0. We're 1-0. We played one game. That's what we're focused on. He didn't do complicated math. We had, 8, 9 left. He didn't even really know because he's just worried about the next game, which is such a different perspective and such a healthier perspective to have.
Right. And they could have the same perspective as the Bills because they've been close to winning the Super Bowl, even got there, obviously. And the Bills, that's why the Bills are SBOB, right? No doubt. But that's why they're so focused on the Super Bowl and not looking at the smaller things. But look, I think Cincinnati right now, I think they're playing better than Kansas City. Now, I'll give the fact that they've started slow with the injury to Burrow and all that. If you have the Chiefs ahead of them, that's fine. But I don't know if anybody's playing better football than them in the whole league. And that defense, their last 3 wins have been Seattle, San Francisco, and now Buffalo. And they've held all of them to about 9 points below their season average. So not only is Burrow clicking with, obviously he's got great weapons, but the defense is playing well, too. So they're incredibly dangerous.
So I agree with a lot of that. I'm smiling because perspective is just an amazing thing. The Bengals scored 24 points, the most dangerous team. They're rolling on all cylinders. Chiefs scored 21. What the hell's wrong with them? The Bengals
7
hold
more on
the
defense.
Bengals.
Right,
The team scored.
And it's who you're playing, too.
Yeah, the Chiefs
Miami's
hold the
defense is
Bills.
horrific.
The Dolphins to 14, the highest scoring offense in the league, and the Bengals have a heroic effort holding the Bills to 18. With that said,
And the Chiefs scored 9
because he wanted to shut down Joe Burrow after week 4.
No,
Remember, it was like,
right.
season's over.
You want to sit him
hold
down. We know why.
Hold on.
It's his worst nightmares.
No, so that part,
is.
I will be honest, that comment irritates me. Because
Burrow
I
should scare
have
you
been
guys.
the only person for that can say for 2 years has argued he's the second best quarterback in football. While everyone was waving pom-poms for Josh Allen and talking about the Bills, that the Bills in Kansas City were the rivalry, the next Brady Manning, I said it's this guy and the Bengals. And he is clearly the second best quarterback in the league. It is not debatable. They are clearly, in my opinion, the second most dangerous team in the AFC, more than Baltimore. Because
Baltimore has
the
their number, though, just like they got Kansas
if you're asking
City's
me,
number.
come the postseason, who is more dangerous? It's a team that both of Burrow's healthy years has at least been to an AFC title game versus a team who has won 1 playoff game in the last 6 years. And so, listen, Cincinnati, their schedule is still brutal.
Yep.
And it's still Houston, which all of a sudden is tough. Then at Baltimore, then Pittsburgh, then at Jacksonville. And because all of their losses are conference losses, they're not going to have any tiebreakers. So it is a massive uphill battle. But Burrow is now healthy, which I did not think, and I did not say, Coach, they should shut him down for the year. I said they should shut him down.
But that would have been long enough
No,
to
I
pretty
did
much
not.
keep him out.
I said they should shut him down until he got healthy because I thought that he wasn't going to get healthy. I was wrong about that. He got healthy clearly by playing, and now he looks like Joe Burrow. I mean, they are as dangerous as any team in the league is the answer.
He's scary.
I told you. I mean, he don't want nothing. He wants nothing to do with the Bengals.
Right about them.
He does not want to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.